left, on your right. And diagonally across from the arm bone is the blade bone. So the arm bone's there, there, there. It's quite important you remember that, otherwise you'll end up searching around for it. Okay?
Yes.
So when you establish where the blade bone is, you just run your finger or your thumb along there and just mark it. Don't cut it all the way through, just a mark. Then you come in at the side of the arm bone and run your knife to the socket joint. You can't go any further, you hit it. I haven't gone all the way through, just run it along the side there. Once you've established that, you go round the socket joint and come alongside your blade bone and head for the mark that you made previously. So basically, I've come round the socket joint alongside the blade bone. That part there. We're now going to split the arm bone from the blade bone. If you're not sure where it is, if you wiggle it there, you can just see it moving in that point there. So you just cut across.
So that's the that'd be the shank there.
Shank's there.
Alright, okay.
So yeah, 4/4 shank. So this is basically a funny bone.
Yeah.
So once we've established that, we're now going to remove the meat from the top of the blade bone to identify the base of the blade bone. So you now see the blade bone. Quite important to remember this, is in there is a large piece of fat with a gland and it's always sitting in that side. The reason I say it's important is you won't be looking for it over here. Right, once you've established that, you release the meat around that side of the blade bone. You release the meat around this side of the blade bone. Have your hand here and release under this side. So you have it clean under there. Once you've done that, you take the middle part of your knife and scrape it. So it's clean like that.
That doesn't look as easy as you made that look, I don't think.
Push your hand,
Press it
both
down,
hands, like that, and you should end up with something like
That's a
that.
really satisfying bit.
Pull that back. Any residual meat cut away, and then remove the blade bone. The key to this is to make sure that that area is nice and clean, otherwise you won't get a clean bone. Next job, very similar to the hind quarter, is remove this. So again, work both sides of the bone. Work underneath the bone. As you go around, you'll come across a large bristle. Try and remove that with the bone if you can. If not, take it out afterwards. Work your way around. Remember I said about the fat in here? So we'll now identify where the fat is. Again, try and avoid cutting into the flesh. And you have a feel of that, mate.
Oh wow, yeah. Pretty fat.
So, what we're going to do now is remove this. While I'm doing it, I'm trying to avoid cutting into the flesh to leave myself a hole. And in there is a gland. Last job is you remove any excess fat, what you think is excess. Bearing in mind the shoulder carries a bit of fat, so we're not going to remove all the fat. Anything we see excessive. Turn it over. Don't do anything to that. Turn it back. Probably probably a little bit around this area here. There's another little gland there. Right, once we're good to go, we fold that in like so, that up like that, and you have a bonus roll shoulder. Two other options is you could dice it up and dice shoulder, or you may get asked for a butterfly shoulder. If you did, very similar to the leg, you just flat this back and flap it over. But some shops do them. Yeah?
Yep.